Here are the 5 main steps that you need to know to manifest anything you want. Hi, I'm Saratoga Ocean, and I help people master the law of attraction, spiritually awaken, and embark on a path of ascension. In this video, I'm going to teach you the 5 main things that you need to know in order to manifest whatever you want. Now, before I begin, leave me a comment below and let me know what is the main thing that you would like to manifest in your life right now. Leave me a comment as your statement that you are ready to create whatever it is that is important to you at this particular time. Step number 1 is to set your intention. Now, this is a very important step because you want to be sure that you are setting an intention that aligns with your heart. It's very easy to set intentions from your head. You know, it's a good idea, it's something I should do. The problem is that your conscious mind can definitely come up with ideas. However, all of the power to manifest comes from your heart. So if you set an intention just from your head without paying attention to see if it aligns with your heart and you feel some emotion for that intention, it's probably not going to manifest. You want to have your mind and your heart aligned when you set your intention. Don't just come up with the good idea in your head. Make sure that you have both of those aspects of yourself engaged, fully engaged with whatever intention you set. Make your intention clear, make it relatively simple. Make sure that you have a heartfelt feeling for that, that you have emotion, that you have some sort of an emotional conviction for whatever it is that you desire. Now, step number 2 is you want to ask yourself a question. How will I feel when this manifests? How will the actual realization of my intention make me feel? See, this is why it was important what I told you in step 1, that the 2 things have to align. When we desire something, when we set an intention for something we want to manifest, what we're actually seeking is the feeling that we will gain when that manifestation becomes a reality. Now, it might seem in your mind that you think, no, I just want to see this thing happen. I just want to make this thing happen. But if you really are self-aware, you will notice that what you're looking for is the feeling. The feeling itself is the motivational energy. It's not just getting this thing. That's not where your motivation comes from. Your motivation comes from your heart. It's that feeling that motivates you, that is the power that propels that intention into physical reality. So the reason you want to ask yourself the question, how will this make me feel, is because you want to become as consciously connected with the actual feeling that you're looking for as you begin to set forth in your ability to manifest. So here's a common example of how this works. Let's say that you've had a series of bad relationships that leave you feeling just kind of empty or crestfallen, or maybe you're even feeling hopeless. You know you want something better, but let's say you don't make that alignment and you're not connected to the emotion, and your mind might be telling you, well, you know, I need to find a person that is this way, or this is the kind of person I'm looking for. And your mind will get you focused on a certain kind of person. But see, then you might find yourself back in the same situation again and again. And that is so common. I've heard this story so many times. So here's what you want to do using this example. And you can apply this to whatever it is that you are trying to manifest. In a case such as the example I just used, what you want to do instead is you want to look at, okay, so this series of bad relationships that I've been through have left me feeling a certain way. What I really want to feel in a relationship. That's what you want to focus on. This is what I want to feel. Maybe you want to feel love. Maybe you want to feel mutual trust. Maybe you want to feel mutual commitment, but try to get in touch with the actual feeling that you are looking for, because that feeling is the power that will realign your energy, realign your vibration, and allow you to come into synchronicity with another person who is in alignment with that feeling that you're looking for. If you don't do this, you're still maybe stuck in the old feelings of the old relationship, and that's the only feeling, that's the only emotion you have is a negative emotion. That's why you keep finding yourself in similar relationships over and over again, because that negative emotion is setting your vibration and putting you in sync with yet another person that's going to bring you that very same experience. So make sure that you're really clear about this new vision you have of a new type of relationship, but focus on the feeling that you're looking for. Really indulge in that feeling, because that's going to change your vibration, change your energy, and as I said, put you in sync with a person who is in alignment with that feeling that you are looking for. Now, step number 3 is to release importance from whatever it is that you no longer want to experience in your life. Now, when you set out to manifest something, what that means, obviously, is that you are looking for some kind of positive change in your life. That means that there's a certain situation that is occurring right now that perhaps you no longer want to experience. So you want to transform that into something better, or you want to manifest something better. But here's where we often make a big mistake. We might look at the reality that we're experiencing right now, and we're so focused on the fact that we don't want it, right? This is not what I want in my life. You know, I don't want to feel like I don't have enough money, or I don't want to feel like I'm not healthy, or whatever it is for you. Here's the illusion. We kind of subconsciously believe that the more we tell ourselves we don't want this thing, we're going to push it away and it'll go away in our lives. Well, actually has the opposite effect. The more energy you place, the more importance you place on that current situation that you're hoping to change, the more you're going to actually lock that situation in place and cause it to persist. Let me give you an example or a metaphor for how this works. Let's imagine that you are holding a ball, and let's pretend that this ball represents the circumstance that you no longer desire, the thing in your life that you want to be different. But let's say this thing's been with you for a long time. Now, if you're holding on to that ball really tightly and you're saying, and you're just thinking about how much you don't like it, and I'm so tired of this situation, or I'm so tired of things being this way in this particular part of my life, and you're holding on so tight because you've got so much energy, so much emotional energy poured into how much you don't like whatever this is. The thing is, if you are going to have something new occur, you have to let go of that ball. You have to stop placing so much importance on it, because as long as you place so much importance on that ball, you are going to cling to it, and you can't have the new thing. So there might be that new thing over there, and you might be looking at it and saying, I really want that. But you know, this is just, I'm just so tired of this. This is just this thing I can't stand. It's here with me every day, and I'd love to have that thing over there, but this is what's in my life right now. See how that works? So you have to stop putting so much importance on the thing that you don't want, or the circumstance that you want to change. You have to release that grip. You have to release that energy. You have to release your emotions and just let it be. What you're really doing is you're neutralizing that situation. You're neutralizing your energy. You're just bringing it back into a neutral state. It's not that you go unconscious. You just take your focus off of that, and then you actually are open to receiving something new and something better, specifically the very thing that you intend to manifest. So pay attention if you are placing way too much energy, way too much importance, way too much focus on the thing that's occurring right now that you are hoping to change. Just let it go, release importance from it, just let it be neutral in your life. So leave me a comment about, if you were to look at that example of that ball, what is that ball for you? What is the thing in your life that you are going to release importance from, that you are going to allow to be neutral so that it can just kind of dissipate as your new manifestation comes into being? When you understand what that thing is, you will be much more able to let it go. Now, step number 4 is to imagine your desired outcome. And this goes beyond step 1 where you set your intention. In step 4, you're really going to get into the feeling and the visualization. You're really going to use your creative imagination to picture what that's going to be like. I really encourage you to journal about this. In other words, get some paper and pen, or just get a journal specifically dedicated to this. And what you want to do is you want to start to write the story. You could actually write it almost as though you're writing in a diary. Now, here's what's happening when you do this. You are actually seeding your vision into the quantum universe where all possibilities exist unmanifested. But because we are creators, we can seed our vision in that quantum field, and that's where it begins to take form before it actually manifests in the physical world. I want you to write it in the now, write it in the present tense. That's extremely important, because if you write it in the future tense, if you say, well, I'm eventually going to, or someday I will, or eventually this will happen, guess what happens? You are planting the seed that it will be in the future. And the problem with that is going to stay in the future. It's never going to actually physically manifest because you are specifically creating that outcome staying in the future. So you want to think of this vision of yours as a seed, and you want to water that seed just like a plant. You know how the more love and care and attention you give to a plant, the more it thrives, the more it grows, the more it manifests, right? It's a miracle. We take it for granted, but it's actually a miracle that that seed will turn into a beautiful, flourishing green plant. So think of your vision that you want to manifest as being like that plant, because if that little seed, this is profound if you really think about this, if that little seed can physically become a beautiful, flourishing green plant, why can't your vision be seated in the quantum field and become a beautiful, flourishing physical reality? Of course it can, because the same principles apply. So as you are journaling or envisioning your desired outcome, pour love into that. Again, back to step 1. This is why it's so important that you have a heartfelt emotional connection to whatever it is you want to manifest, because this is where you're really going to need the energy of your heart and your emotions. I want you to think of this as being very, very self-indulgent in a positive way. It's going to raise your vibration. It's going to help you feel more optimistic. And what you're actually doing is you're pouring that love energy, that light energy on that vision into that quantum universe, and it's going to start to take shape, and it will manifest if you continue to do this every single day with love and conviction and optimistic, positive energy. Step number 5 is to trust the universe. Now, when I say trust the universe, I don't mean just have blind faith and hope things will work out. I am very specifically referring to you can trust the principles of creation that are embedded in the universe. Those principles are powerful, they're irrevocable, and they always work when you learn to align with them. So that's the key. What you're doing here is you're practicing aligning with those universal principles of creation that always work. Now, the quantum field is a field of energy that holds the unlimited potential of unexpressed ideas. When you seed this field with an idea or a thought that is backed by a strong and powerful emotion, you initiate a manifestation that forms first in that quantum field of energy and ultimately makes its way into the physical world. Now, here's the beauty of how this all works together. You may have heard that free will is king in the universe. It is the number one law in this creation. So the quantum field is completely neutral. It doesn't have any preferences about what you create. So it's beautifully aligned with your free will. And when you understand this, you can always trust that it's going to work for you. So here's how I suggest that you approach this. A lot of times when we think about manifesting something, we get into this whole mindset of, well, do I deserve that, or am I worthy? Just forget about all that guilt stuff. You have to put all of that aside because it's completely irrelevant when you're dealing with the laws and principles of creation. Instead, I want you to approach this as something you're trying to master. Think of it as the art of manifestation. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to figure out how you can apply these simple steps that I'm sharing with you and come into alignment with those laws and principles in order to be able to manifest and live as the creator that you truly are. This isn't something that you have to fix yourself to be able to do. This is really about rediscovering your true nature as a creator. Look at it this way. It doesn't matter if you fail. Oftentimes failure is a part of learning, right? So if you try it and you say, well, it's not working, that's okay. Just ask yourself, okay, where do I need to adjust? Maybe I need to adjust my vision. Maybe I need to get more in alignment with my heart. Maybe am I being consistent in nourishing that vision, in feeding love into my desire, into what I choose to manifest? Think of this as something that you are practicing. It's a skill that you're learning. If you're not perfect at it the first time, that's okay. No one's ever perfect at anything the first time they try it, right? So have a positive attitude about this entire process. Remember that this is completely natural. This is in alignment with who you really are. So just try to have fun with it. Try to be light-hearted. So that's it. Those are the 5 main things you need to know if you want to manifest something. And remember the key, if you remember one thing out of this entire video, remember that the key is always heartfelt desire. The feeling, the emotion, the love in your heart, that is the power behind all positive manifestations. Leave me a comment below. Let me know if this was helpful for you. And if you haven't done so yet, leave a comment about what you intend to manifest as your initial statement of what it is that you are going to try and manifest, applying every one of these 5 steps. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. I'd love it if you subscribe. If you have already subscribed, thank you so much. And hit that notification bell so that you get notified every time I post a new video, which currently will be every single Friday. I'm sending you so much love, light, loads of positive energy. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.